Hey, welcome to 7 Minute Stories here on the 167. Here with me today is Kendra Thompson. Say hello, Kendra.
Hi.
And so Kendra's going to be sharing with you her 7 minute story about how God is changing her life and working in her life. So take it away, Kendra.
So it kind of started all when, like, I got baptized when I was 10 years old. And it was more of like I grew up in church, and it was more just getting used to, oh, well, there is a God, there is someone higher than me. It's not what, like, the schools are telling you about, like, oh, you came from this monkey. Like, no, it was more just like I wanted to venture out and see, is there something that actually created me, or is this actual truth,
Yeah.
And so once I was growing up in church, I got baptized when I was 10. I then kept going to church. I got into middle school and high school, and I kind of went away from the Lord. And so it was like, I don't know where my path lies. I don't know if I'm worth it or if I'm just kind of to say.
Started to struggle with that, feeling worthy of it or just wondering about, does God really love me?
Yeah, I struggled with self-confidence, struggled with a lot of anxiety, depression. I moved around a lot, so it wasn't more like I had friends. So the Lord was just my friend in a way. I then got caught up with the enemy, started doing drugs, got into alcohol at a young age, and that kind of brought me down. And I was still on the road of, like, the devil pursuing me to do stuff. And when I had my first daughter, it really brought out the whole, I can't be going in this direction anymore. I can't be following the devil and doing stuff that ultimately would kill me eventually, because I was into the whole cutting scene, it was a rough patch when I was going through middle and high school.
Mm-hmm.
I recently have been going through a very, very hard marriage. Me and my husband moved here to Kansas together. We had our 2 kids, and it as we got into the whole parenting thing, it kind of, like, our love kind of fell.
It's a hard thing in marriage is that to share that love with your children and your spouse. You have to be really intentional on that.
I wouldn't say that we're, like, on the verge of divorcing, but it has been a very rocky road, just with the devil trying to get his 2 cents in all the time and telling either me or my husband that we shouldn't be together, we need to fight. Like, it was always a constant thing. And God was, like, right there in the midst, and he was telling me, just keep going to church, keep believing me, things are going to work out. Just, you have to delve into me. And that's what I kept on reiterating myself, saying, I can do this, things are going to work out. Like, I have what I need, and the Bible is my sword. Like, that's all I could think at that moment. He ultimately left, we do still talk. So it's not like we don't have a good relationship. It's just, our marriage is kind of dwindling, because the devil has really got, in the past, I would say three and a half years or so, it's been very tough. Not only with finances, but everything in our past, just us individually, our pasts are very big. And so with him, he wasn't really around church family. He didn't have that church background, and I had that church background. But
I know things got very complex very quickly.
Yeah, and it started to get really real for him, and it started to get really real for me because we were living with my family, and so family in another family's home, it's really hard. So we were trying to figure out our little family while we were in someone else's house, and it was just a lot of things that kind of turned in a wrong way. And I'm not going to say the devil won, because that's just not, I don't believe in that.
Its story's not over yet.
Yeah. God has done many miraculous things, and even me meeting Josh in the first place, that wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for reasons, it doesn't just, out of the random, financially, I was struggling really hard with getting a car. Like, that was a real big struggle. When I moved here, I really had nothing. And I thank God for new life, honestly, because if I didn't find you guys, you are the only church that I know has brought me in and made me feel like a sister, not just somebody that came in,
Mm-hmm.
And so you guys have helped in many ways, just make me feel like there's just this awesome blossom just waiting to come out, and like you guys have brought that out of me, and I love it. Like, honestly, I jump for joy every Sunday I come in, and every time I come, like, from VBS, I cried, honestly, because it's my calling to be in the kids ministry, and it's just made me so happy to know that God is doing these things, and that's just over these since I've come here, like, just in that amount of time, like, how God can change that quickly. It makes me feel like I'm on a mountain, like, it's amazing. It's something that I can't really, I can't even talk right now. It makes me, like, set on fire, pretty much. If you ever heard of the song Set the World on Fire,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like, that's my song. Like, I love that song. So that every day, just hearing that song makes me, like, want to go and jump around, being like, hey, do you know about this? Like, what has the Lord done for you today? Like, that's just the happiness that it makes me, like, honestly.
Well, I'm glad we could be a part of your story, and I know that story's not finished yet, and you're in the midst of it. But I thank you for coming on and sharing that. So I hope it inspires other people, and I hope it just brings them joy and gives them hope. So thanks for doing that.
Yep, thank you.